This video is called Parable of the Covidland Resistance, Latecomers. And, I was reading some Substacks I subscribe to, one from Peter Kirsch and one from Dr. Robert Malone. And it brought to mind this parable. It's from the New Testament. Now, I'm not a religious person. My mother was super religious, but I did read the Bible, and I read theoretical books in the Bible. I do believe Jesus was a historical figure who told parables about the walking on water and other stuff. I don't know, but I do believe he did teach parables. And one of the confounding ones is the parable of the workers in the vineyard, and here it is on Wikipedia, and the Gospel of Matthew. But here it is quickly, right? So some guy owns a vineyard. He calls workers to come to work. Some come at 8 o'clock, some come at noon, and some stroll in right before closing at 5 p.m. And at the end of the workday, the vineyard owner pays everybody, the early people, the midday people, and the late people, the same amount of money. He didn't pay the early comers more, paid them 1 farthing or 1 whatever denarii or whatever it was, and he paid the late comers, the people who came just 5 minutes before closing, the same amount. And so the early people, the ones who came at 8 a.m., said, how can that be fair, man? We came early. How could these guys come 5 minutes before closing and get paid the same amount as us? And the vineyard owner said, shut the F up and be happy with your farthing. That's the parable. Holy be to Jesus and all that. Well, what the hell does that mean? That just sounds unfair. Is Jesus? No, it's a parable. It's an allegory. All of Jesus' parables are about love and wisdom. The work in the vineyard is the work of love. And it's wisdom to understand that. Love is fungible. Love is not you got more love than me. No, love is infinite. So the people who come 5 minutes before closing are as holy, and about love as the people who come at 8 a.m. So I come back to Steve Kirsch and Robert Malone. I was in the Resistance. Let's say that's the work of love. It was April, I guess, of 2020. The day the lockdowns were announced, I was, boom, in the Resistance. What are those F-tards up to? I was anti-vax before the vaxes were even rolled out. I'm unjabbed. My wife is unjabbed. My kid is unjabbed. I'm as pure. I have pure blood. I'm as anti-resist, part of the resistance as I can be. Not these guys. Kirsch, in March 2021, I got 2 shots of Moderna thinking it was a safe way to reduce my chance for COVID. He did this willingly. Robert Malone, I am vaccine damaged. He took Moderna, and he almost died from it. Both those guys. I don't think Kirsch had a life-threatening thing, but he learned that it was maybe harmful. But I don't know if his kids did. I haven't heard him post that. Malone almost died from it. But anyway, whatever it is, they took the vaccines. They were not part of the resistance. If you took the vaccine in 2021, before that, you were not. So they're a latecomer to the resistance. Now, should I say, hey, well, I'm more pure than you. I was in the resistance a year before you. No, this is the work of love. This is the work of love. I come back to the parable, of Jesus saying, when you're doing the work of love, I don't care if you come 5 minutes before. Even the F-tards who were on Twitter, castigating people like me, the anti-vaxxers, but who came later. And there's some doctors like that. They're doing now the work of love, and that's what matters, right? And so, here I am, an agnostic. I was an atheist before, I grew up, and I said atheism is a religion, so I'll just call myself agnostic. But I do believe in love and wisdom, and I think it applies to the Covidland resistance.